A few weeks ago, we attempted to make an 8-iron out of aluminum, and it didn't go so well. So then we made it thicker and added lead tape to bring the club head weight up to spec, and it still wasn't great, but we were able to hit it surprisingly far. Some of you wanted to see us make a driver or 3-wood out of solid aluminum, but a typical driver 3-wood is going to be significantly overweight in solid aluminum, so we're going to try a 5-wood, specifically replicating the original Cleveland Launcher 17-degree 5-wood, which came out in the early 2000s. We're actually going to make 2 5-woods, one that's solid aluminum and another with an altered design to remove mass. As per usual, we're going to build these, take them out in the course and range to see how they perform, and compare their metrics head to head against the original Cleveland Launcher. For reference, this Cleveland Launcher 5-wood is about 140 cc's. A typical driver nowadays is 460 cc's, which would make a solid aluminum version around 6 times heavier than it should be. A 3-wood's a lot closer, but still it'd come out at least 2 times heavier than it should be. The Launcher 5-wood head is relatively small, but the solid version we're making still will be at least somewhat overweight. The version with the mass removed though should hopefully come out close to the original weight of the Launcher, and that's why we're making 2. One that's going to come out overweight somewhat, and another that's going to end up hopefully around the same weight. We made a silicone mold of the Launcher, which we can use to make 2 wax plugs of the club head. We did slightly increase the diameter of the hosel to strengthen that area, which we've learned helps a lot on our previous projects. Poured some melted wax into them to turn them into the wax plugs. And then we used some more wax to make the bottom of the club head nice and smooth and to fill any imperfections in the wax plugs. As I said, one of these heads we're leaving as is. For the other one, we're going to try and remove a lot of mass to bring the weight down. And there's a few ways that we could have gone about this. We ultimately decided to basically carve out the center portion of the club, effectively leaving a hole in the middle of the club. We did it this way so that, one, it's going to reduce the weight of the club head, but also it'll reduce the thickness of the face, which in theory might create a bit more bounce or trampoline effect off of the face of the club. We didn't run any models on this, and we obviously don't have a background in golf club design, so it's mainly just some redneck engineering going on here. The ultimate goal is to reduce the weight, and anything else that comes of it from a performance aspect is a total guess to us. Got the wax plugs mounted in their perforated flask and got them invested. It used to be common for drivers and fairway woods to be cast out of metal, and they were cast hollow instead of solid, and out of steel, which was the standard, not aluminum, obviously. There were a few woods made of aluminum back in the day, but they also were hollow, not solid. So we're really curious to see how a solid version will feel, sound, and how it'll perform. The most important factor in this project is going to be creating something that's durable enough to withstand repeated impacts. Because of that, we're going to use A356 aluminum to cast these fairway woods. This alloy is commonly used for car parts, including rims, so Packer went out to the junkyard and grabbed an old tire rim to melt down into our golf clubs. The cool thing about A356 aluminum is that after we cast the clubs, we can do a T6 heat treatment on them, which will significantly increase the strength of the alloy. We started melting down the aluminum, and at this point our molds had been baking in the kiln for around 14 hours, which solidifies the investment plaster as well as melts out any leftover wax residue that might still be in it after steaming the wax out. We used our vacuum casting setup, which we made last video, where we had some issues using it, but we're starting to get the hang of it now and got a good vacuum pulled for both of these pours. It's essentially the same setup that jewelry makers use to cast jewelry. From the investment to the perforated flask and the vacuum chamber, it's the exact same process, just on a larger scale.
Yeah, it is kind of like crackly though. I don't know if that's too hot of aluminum.
All right, 1 for 1.
Feels promising.
Number 2.
Oh, dang. You have to reshape the toe slightly. I'm thinking our aluminum is too hot. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 2 usable castings on the first try.
Let's see if aluminum's worthwhile.
Fortunately, and to our surprise, we got 2 usable castings on the first go, which is a big step in the right direction for us. They're not perfect, but they're good enough for us to use. The solid aluminum 5-wood has some shrinkage on the toe, so we'll have to reshape the toe slightly, which shouldn't really be a huge deal since it was already going to come out significantly overweight anyways. And besides that, it's just some general cleanup on these to get them ready for the heat treatment. The way the T6 heat treatment works is we put the 5-woods into the kiln at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just under the melting point of aluminum, and they'll stay in there for around 6 to 8 hours, and then we'll pull them out, quench them in water, and put them back in the oven for an artificial aging phase at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit for an additional 6 to 8 hours. Doing this heat treatment will increase the tensile strength of the metal, as well as the yield strength, the hardness, and the fatigue strength. So it increases every important property of the metal that we'll need in order to create a durable 5-wood. At least doing this is going to give us our best shot at that. And now that these are heat treated, we just need to do some final cleanup on them, polish them, and get them attached to their shafts. We were able to find another launcher 5-wood exactly the same as the one that I had, so we used that shaft for the one with the hole in it, and the solid 5-wood is getting a different shaft, but they're all the same flex and length, so we should be able to compare these clubs straight up. We did undershoot the weight on the modified version by a bit because it's difficult to predict shrinkage and any material removal post casting, so it came out underweight compared to the launcher.
We got our aluminum 5-woods out here, both shined up and ready to go.
Yeah, those things are shiny.
Yeah. This one came out pretty nice, like the pitting's really minimal, and overall it looks pretty sharp, to be honest, as long as you're not in the sun and getting blinded.
Yep.
And then our whole design 5-wood, to compensate for the weight, is really pitted, kind of ugly.
Does it whistle when you swing it?
It makes some noise when you swing it.
Right.
We're going to test them, see if they hold up, see how they hit. We're going to test them all against the original Cleveland launcher.
Okay.
And see how they perform. Hopefully they hold together. What's first, Cleveland?
Probably let's rip a couple with the Cleveland.
All right.
We do have the Rapsodo set up, and it just went to sleep. So we can see what our numbers are looking like on all these clubs. .217 exactly again. This is my 5-wood of like I don't know, 16 years now. I've failed to upgrade over the years. It's still off the toe.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Should start heavy or light?
I think heavy.
Heavy.
The one with the hole is kind of a oddball club. Like we don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, with this one too, I mean, it's 50 grams heavier. It kind of feels like a training club a little bit.
Yeah.
Maiden voyage. Oh, boy.
Right into the trees. Okay. 139 carry.
What's the swing speed? Oh, 92.
That's
that's like down 8.
yeah, not great.
That was a pretty good.
All right. that was decent.
Yeah.
So we got 213.
Yeah, smash factor.
Yeah. That's
honestly, it felt pretty good.
It sounds super quiet.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it's super soft. Is the face like dented at all?
No, it's off the toe.
Oh yeah. All right. So far so good. 213 is not bad.
I think it's kind of awesome, honestly.
Oh, okay. That
one's probably gone.
That ball's gone.
All right.
This one is how much lighter than the last one? Like 100 grams?
100 grams almost,
yeah. That's quite a bit. And it's like, what, 430 grams lighter than the actual launcher?
Yeah, I think it was 185 finished, and the launcher's 212 or so.
All right. We don't know. This thing might not withstand the task.
No. I think it's got a shot, though.
214 carry, 140 ball speed.
It honestly sounded kind of good too. It's got a nice little hollow crack to it. Let's get a real solid one here.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was period. Let's see what we got. 232 carry.
Dang, dude.
104 club speed, 146 ball speed. You hit that thing probably like 250 yards.
Dude, it's just a modern marvel of engineering here.
Yeah, we will say it is a legal club. You're not allowed to have holes in your club.
USGA says no.
That was right into the tree. That one's better.
Yeah. This sound is like ringing a bell for me. Like something I've hit before sounds like this. I can't come up with what it is.
Oh, fade in there.
That might get it.
Nope.
The Holy Club's pretty nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got a very nice sound to it.
How would you rank them?
The Holy Club is far and away better.
Yeah, I agree.
The Heavy Club, it's a decent club. It takes a little bit to work with, and then the Cleveland is just not a good club.
Okay, the two clubs that you made are better
By far.
than the Cleveland. The next day, we went out to the range to put Packard's theory to the test. We each hit 50 shots with each club so that we could get a good data set on each club. For reference, we're going to call the modified 5-wood the Holy Club. The solid is solid, and launcher is the Cleveland launcher, obviously. This is taking a look at Packard's metrics, starting off with carry distance, which has the Holy launcher 10 yards further on average than the actual launcher, which is pretty surprising already. The solid version was lagging behind both quite a bit, and total distance still has the Holy launcher on top by 7 yards over the Cleveland, which is just insane considering we built this thing out of a car room. Looking at the rest of the data, first off, swing speeds are basically dictated by the club head weight, so these are as expected. The Holy launcher, though, pretty much outperformed the Cleveland launcher in every metric. He was hitting it higher and further than the Cleveland, despite the club heads being a 1-to-1 copy in terms of the face angle at 17 degrees. The launch angle in the Cleveland launcher was lower than either of our versions. It could have something to do with the way the weight is distributed, but we really don't have a solid answer as to why this is the case. For spin data, the Cleveland did spin a bit more than our versions, almost 600 RPMs higher than the Holy launcher, but the spin metrics on all of these are well within acceptable ranges. For what it's worth, we also looked into our dispersion data, and there was no clear winner in terms of which club had better accuracy. There's a lot that goes into what makes a golf club good, but at least based on everything that we were able to test, the Holy launcher was outperforming the actual launcher.
Oh, that one was kind of stomped on.
Let's see.
See if I'm a liar or not.
230, yeah, 236, 237, 147 ball speed. Dude, I think we might have cracked the code in golf with this thing.
Dude, Holy.
Even though it is illegal. I wonder, you know, we could like put a plug.
Yeah.
Put like a carbon fiber cap on the top and bottom.
Yeah.
Or something, make it legal.
I think it would.
And lastly, we wanted to see if we could raise the performance of the solid version by carving out weight until it matches the spec weight. Let's take a look at it.
Yep. It's the modified Heavy Club.
Honestly, this thing looks sick.
It's not so heavy anymore.
It's like a sort of hybrid shape, swooped look on the crown. The weights now match.
Pretty much. Get a baseline real quick and then
hit some shots with the launcher first to get a baseline, and we're doing this obviously in the backyard range just behind the shop. Packard's metrics with the launcher were right in line with his metrics from the course and range sessions. Switched over to the solid launcher that's now carved down, and we're getting numbers really close to the Holy launcher, which by the metrics has it performing better than the actual launcher. It's also got a pretty nice sound to it, much better than it was previously. I hit a number of shots with it as well, and I also was hitting it further than the launcher.
That was kind of smoked.
It's crazy. Like, granted, the launcher 5-wood is not current technology. But it's crazy that we can make a copy of it out of a freaking tire rim in our backyard.
Yeah.
And it's
Hit it
like
better.
almost better.
Yeah.
It is kind of better.